Hello folks, gonna do another diecast car video. Went up in the local Walmart and found the Boulevard set. Cars 21 through 25. I don't know, I can't remember what this set was called. There's everything that's in the set. I went ahead and bought them all. And so here we go. Got the 63 Nova. A little too short. Altered by Pee Wee. Gassers, AFX. Real sweet car. Sorry about. Got a cat hair or something on it. I got critters all over this house. There's a nice, beautiful purple color. The old Nova. Nice detail. Alright, next car. We got the 1968 Mazda Cosmos Sport with the Mad Mike graphics on it. Sweet car. This will be the first, I think it's the first or second car they built with a rotary engine. The engine was in the rear of the car. It's a very sweet little car in its day. Used to be a game out for the original Xbox. Back in the day, I had, that was called Sega GT 2002. This car was on that game. I used to play that car all the time on that game. So very sweet. Love the graphics on this car. It's very cool. And what's even cooler about these, sometimes you can see, I don't know if they're doing it with this packaging, but sometimes you can see the other cars in the packaging, but maybe not in this one. I know in previous packages you could see several cars from the set in the backgrounds. Car number 23 is a 64 Buick Riviera in its beautiful red color. The only thing I remember about these cars that always sticks out in my mind is the movie Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. He has that real sweet, like, Mercedes-Benz. He doesn't want to get wrecked, so he buys a 64 Buick Riviera to drive to work in. And I remember in the scene where he buys the car, he asks, do they work? And the guy shows him, and what he's talking about is the lights. These actually opened up, and it will show you lights, headlights. So I believe that the lights on the inside were the brights, and then like turn signals or running lamps or something like that. I'm not too up on the Riviera, but nice car. Nonetheless, it's a beautiful Buick. I like that car a lot. It's probably, I'm just going to go right ahead and say that Buick's probably my favorite car of the set. This is my number one of this set, with the Nova's the number 2, Cosmo, and then the Volkswagen, and then the Subaru. But Subaru is car number 24. So we have the 2019 Subaru Wrx Sti with the Subaru emblem displayed all over the side of it, and that is the constellation of Pleiades, I believe is how you say it. That is what makes up the Subaru emblem. It's the constellation of Pleiades. And really sweet. I do like Subarus. I had a 1983 Subaru Gl Wagon when I was a kid. It was all-wheel drive. Really, really fun little car. Had that little boxer engine in it, and it was a pretty cool little car. This is back when they were still putting the spare tire in with the engine. The spare tire was mounted to the hood. It was a weird little setup. And last but not least, car number 25 is the Moon Eyes Volkswagen drag bus. This thing is pretty sweet, I gotta say. I collect Volkswagen and drag stuff, so this is a really cool van. I got a few drag buses, but I think this one might be the coolest one I got. So that's it. Far as the real cars are concerned, you know what, let's set these up. So we got something to look at here. They're a little heavy. Oh, the bus is falling over. And there we go. We'll set them all up. So there we go. We set them all up. We got something to stare at while I yap at you. But as far as the real cars go, I did another transmission fluid change on the Charger today. Just trying to get clean fluid throughout the system. And it took another 3.5 quarts I drained out of it. And seems to be doing just fine. So I'm actually going to call it good right now on that. I'm not going to drain any more out of it for a while. I'm just going to call it good on it because I figure I've got 8.5 quarts of transmission fluid out of it in the last week or so. So it's doing pretty good, I think. I'm not going to drain it completely out, and then, no, you're never going to get all of it anyway. But so I got a little extra transmission fluid banging around for that car, but whatever. And I got some other things that we're going to do to that vehicle. I got a bunch of mods. I think we're going to do a video on the difference between there is the Pug mod, which is basically what it is the intake manifold off the 18 and up Chrysler Pacifica is got wider ports than the Charger for whatever reason. I think it's just because it's a van and it has to breathe better because it's hauling more weight, but who knows. And so I went ahead and bought one of those intakes, and I want to show the difference in the size of the ports, and also the Saturn. I got to do the tune-up and everything on it this weekend. And then the Cutlass is kind of up in the air right now. I'm having an issue getting a title for it. Here in Michigan, we call our DMV the Secretary of State. And the title was a little boogered. And, you know, used to be not a big deal. You would just do what you had to do, take care of it. I've had to do it before. I used to flip cars for a living, and I've had several hundred cars in the last, I don't even know how long I've been having cars, 35 years now? So, no, 25 years. 25 years. I'm 40. I've been buying and selling cars basically since I was 15. So I done it 100 times. No big deal. Go in, you cross out the name on there where they messed up the title, whatever, and they cut you a new title. Well, there's some new rules apparently, and they're no longer going to do that. And it's going to be quite impossible to get a hold of the person that is named on the title as the original owner. So now I'm having to take other avenues to try to get a title, and we're just gonna see if that happens, and if that don't happen, then I don't know, we'll do something. But I'm not gonna let the dream die without a fight. I know to most people it's just an old car, and just an old car. I get it. To like 90% of the population, it's just an old car. But to me, it's more than that. I've been after one of those cars since I was basically 10 years old. My folks had a 72 Cutlass. My dad then had a 76 Cutlass, and we had several G-body Regals when I was growing up. And I'm a huge fan of the G-bodies, and I've owned a G-body Bonneville and a Malibu, and I bought a 79 Cutlass when I was 15 years old. I didn't have a front clip on it. And my grandmother's neighbor had an 81 Cutlass Supreme. And I loved the car. It was a beautiful car. It was white. It was a white on white car with white interior. And he had the white letter tires and the white rallies on it. It was just a beautiful car, and I loved it. I loved looking at it. And then I got the 79 from a friend. His mom had wrapped it around a telephone pole. And had big dreams with it. But the problem was I was 15, had no money, and there was all sorts of other horrible things going on in my life at the time that I won't get into. My childhood was not so great. But anyway. So I thought, well, I'll let that car go. I sold it off to a junk guy. And I was after a Cutlass ever since then, basically, just after a Cutlass. But then once, I could never find one. The cars they were so popular, and they became so popular with the rap crowd and everything. It was like the 64 Impala, and any kind of G-body car was so popular that the prices just skyrocketed down. And trying to even get a decent one, even back in the 90s, you were paying for it. There's no way around it. So when this opportunity came up, I jumped on it because, like I said, I've been essentially after a Cutlass, a G-body Cutlass. I like the A-body Cutlasses too, but the G-body Cutlass, I've been wanting a G-body Cutlass since I was a kid. And my unicorn of unicorns is a 69 Dodge Charger RTSE. I'm never going to own one of those cars. Those cars go for six figures or more now. So, I started pursuing my number two, and my number two is an 81 to 88 Olds Cutlass Supreme. And I have one now. I have an 83, and I'm going to get the paperwork straight on it somehow. But we just haven't figured out how to do it yet. And I was very frustrated with Secretary of State today because she didn't even give it a second glance. She just looked at the title, saw that it was boogered, and just said, nope, can't do nothing for you. And I was just like, wow, just that quick. Shut down. And it's really hard with the pandemic right now to even get an appointment. You have to do everything by an appointment. You can't just walk in. So there's that too. It took me from the time I bought the car in February till today, which is March 29th, to even get an appointment. And my original appointment is actually May, but I kept checking for cancellations. And that's how I was able to get in there today. Otherwise, I'd still be waiting. But the appointment in May is still open, so I may try again. I don't know. I guess I'm that ignorant, but no. I'm going to fight to get the paperwork straight on this car because I'm at a point where I don't want to work on it until I have the paperwork straight, because I don't want to pour my heart, soul, my blood, and my tears and my money. And I don't make a whole lot of money, people. I ain't rich. I'm a janitor at an office building, and I work part-time. So I don't know if you guys know what janitors are making nowadays, but it's barely $12 an hour. And on average, most janitors make $11 or $12 an hour, and that's it. And for the kind of work we do, that's peanuts. Because we don't just, it's not just sweeping and mopping and cleaning bathrooms. You do everything. You know, you're doing grounds work. You're doing, you know, if you work at any kind of a school setting, you're setting up all the sporting events. You're tearing down all the sporting events. You're cleaning up after the people. You're putting up everything for any kind of banquet or any kind of get together they're doing. It's your job to do all that work, and it's got a high turnover, that kind of work, because it's, once people figure out how hard you work for how much money you're getting, they split. Because honestly, you make more money and do less work at McDonald's. And it's the truth. I mean, McDonald's is starting out at $15, $16 an hour now. You can go to Walmart and make 14. At least in my town, you can. A lot of people I know that work at the Walmart up here make $14 an hour. So it's just the way it is. You don't make hardly any money when you're a janitor. So yeah, tangent over. I just wanted to let everybody know the situation with the Cutlass. We are going to get it worked on. I don't know when, but I'm not going to let this die without a fight. I'm going to get the paperwork straightened out on this car so that I can start fixing it, because I need this car in my life. I just do. And it seems silly probably to most people, but I do. It's just the way it is. And anyways, I am going to go outside and put jack stands under it, though. It's looking pretty sad with the tires going flat on it, so get it up in the air a little bit. I don't think, as long as I don't need them for any of the other projects. But anyway, this video has gotten dumb long, and it's supposed to be a Hot Wheels video, but that was been weighing on my mind today. So you're still with me, thanks, and stay tuned for the next video. But yeah, don't worry, folks. I'm going to fight as hard as I can to get the paperwork straightened out on this Oldsmobile, because I got my dream car, and damn it, I'm going to make it work some way or somehow. So anyway, we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.